Today I want to talk to you about the Brause Blue Pumpkin Nib. Now as you can see, this is a medium flex nib, meaning that the tines of the nib don't flex out too terribly far when you apply pressure to them. That means that you're going to get some nice stroke contrast, but not, like a whole lot. So one of the things I noticed with this nib, and I don't want to scare you away from using it, but if you have a pretty thin ink, like this walnut ink right here, the nib tends to run out of ink fairly quickly. So even though it's a high capacity, large nib, if you write something like the word hello, you'll see that it's going to run out of ink very, very quickly. Watch this. And there was all my ink. And it all ended up as a blob right here. Now I did figure out a workaround for that, and that is just not to press down so hard on the downstroke. So you just apply medium pressure on the downstroke and the nib will cooperate with you a little bit better. But if you want that nice stroke contrast, that's definitely something to consider. And you can write with thin inks with this nib. I've seen it done on YouTube, but I'm just not that good at it. And I've been reading on the Flourish forum that other people have the same issue. Okay, so then one thing that I really do like about this nib is if you are a calligraphy beginner and you've just finished learning with the Nico G nib, this nib has about the same shank size as the Nico G. So if you have an oblique pen that's fitted for the Nico G, chances are this blue pumpkin nib will fit right in there. So just make sure, again, that the tip of this nib is aligned approximately with the center, an imaginary center of the pen. And then I'm going to show you what it's like to write with this nib using Sumi ink. So Sumi ink and India ink are going to be a lot thicker than an ink like walnut or iron gall. And what I found is that for some reason, these thicker inks tend to stay on this nib. The nib likes the thicker inks, and you're usually able to get through at least a word with this Sumi ink. So, we get the nib to start here. And I'm pressing down fairly hard, and the nib is not running out of ink. It just seems to connect a whole lot better with thicker inks like this one. So if you're going to use this nib, I would recommend that you use a thicker ink with it. And that's all I wanted to show you. I think that this is a really great nib to try, especially if you're a beginner who's looking for something to try out after the Nico G nib. You can find it at really a lot of the big calligraphy distributors like Paper and Ink Arts, John Neal Booksellers, Scribblers, wherever. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video.